The urgency and delay of children's development. The parent-child dynamic in families. Hello everyone. Today, we will discuss a topic that likely concerns many parents. Does the way we raise our children truly impact their development? This is not an easy question to answer, as beyond what parents do, countless other factors interact and influence outcomes. In this article, we will explore two extremes in parenting approaches. Some parents go to great lengths to accelerate their child's development, hoping their child will grow quickly and outperform peers. Others aim to slow down their child's development in certain aspects. We will analyze the reasons behind these actions and the potential impacts they may have. When parents want to accelerate their children. Have you ever heard of the American question? Over 50 years ago, psychologist Jean Piaget used this term to describe a common phenomenon in the U.S. Parents doing everything they can to speed up their child's development. Think about where we see this in daily life. It might be parents practicing prenatal education while their child is still in the womb, enrolling young children in cognitive enhancement programs, or diligently reading to their kids in hopes of fostering advanced language skills. Some push early independence by separating infants from parents or purchase various toys and devices advertised as development boosters. Ilkind, 2001, called children under pressure to grow up too quickly, hurried children. He argued that many parents overschedule their children's activities and leisure time. Why do they do this? It could be to give their child a head start in a competitive world, ensure they have playmates when peers are scarce, keep them safe, or simply take pride in their achievements. However, Ilkind warns that the consequence may be stress and burnout for these children at a young age. Interestingly, evidence suggests this phenomenon isn't the majority in the U.S., though it is certainly prevalent. A study by Hofferth et al., 2006, found that about 23.9% of children aged 9 to 12 could be classified as hurried children, participating in 3 or more activities per week or 2 activities for 4 or more hours over 2 days each week. When parents want to delay their child's development, in contrast to accelerating, some parents seek to slow down their child's development, at least in certain areas. Their motives may include protecting their child from growing up too fast, giving them a competitive edge, allowing them to develop at a pace more aligned with peers, or maintaining control rather than granting autonomy. Parents may use various techniques to decelerate development. One is overprotection, where parents make all decisions for their child, delaying or denying age-appropriate autonomy. Others may try to preserve their child's naive, cognitive stage, encouraging belief in fantasies like Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy, even when the child is older than the typical age for such beliefs. Another deceleration technique is delaying certain social engagements. This could mean limiting young children's interactions with peers or preventing older children from participating in extracurricular activities, thus postponing typical socialization experiences. An increasingly common method is delaying school entry, known as redshirting. By starting kindergarten or first grade a year later, the child gains an extra year to mature physically, cognitively, and socially. Current research on this is mixed. This gift of time doesn't guarantee academic success, though it's often seen as an advantage in athletic performance. Grau et al. 2002, March 2005. What truly affects a child's development? As we've seen, parents can influence their child's developmental trajectory in 2 ways: accelerating or delaying, collectively known as pace modification. This shows that parents have a certain degree of influence over their child's development. However, the studies mentioned here are based on foreign parenting samples, so we cannot immediately apply them to the Vietnamese family context. Still, According to the experience of psychology PhD candidate Nguyen Minh Tan, this phenomenon exists in discussions and practices surrounding early childhood education in Vietnam, both in families and schools. So, does parenting truly affect a child's development? This question remains widely debated and researched in family studies and developmental psychology. The results are complex, not simply yes or no, positive or negative, because a child's development is shaped by the interplay of many factors, including the child's genetic traits. Each child is born with unique genetic characteristics. Parents' individual characteristics, parents' personalities, life experiences, and perspectives influence their parenting. Parenting strategies, the methods and approaches parents use to nurture and educate their children. The environment surrounding the child and family, from living conditions to social and economic factors. Other influential individuals, grandparents, siblings, friends, teachers, and neighbors all play significant roles. Cultural beliefs and practices about parenting. Each culture has distinct views on what makes a good parent. National policies on children and families, government regulations and support also impact children and families. Why complicate the issue like this? Simply put, it's to help parents and educators gain the most comprehensive perspective possible on one of psychology's most complex topics, parenting. This approach prevents hasty conclusions or over or underestimating the role of specific factors. It also encourages researchers to broaden their questions, hypotheses, and methods to diversify findings in specific contexts. I hope this article has provided you with interesting and useful insights. Remember, parenting is a long and challenging journey. Always approach it with a multidimensional perspective.